Hey everybody, we're doing a thing. New thing we haven't done before. We're doing some art. Hey Box. I'll just let that music cue up and y'all let me know if it's drowning me out here. Yeah. Let's just get on into doing the thing. Once we get actual stuff. Hey Box, I need to fix that drop shadow. We'll do that later. Today is not about that. Well, no, we'll do it now, so it'll be faster. There we go. That's more readable. Okay. So, art. Whoop. Don't mind me. Slight control trouble. Boy, isn't that the mood? Let's bring that down to 12. That'll account for some of the louder tracks. Right now, this one's pretty chill, which is a pretty good time for intro stuff. Yeah, so obviously tonight we're not streaming Resident Evil, as is pretty obvious. I'm not that good of an artist to be able to do Resident Evil, although that would be pretty funny, I think, personally. Let's figure out why my tablet is not connecting properly. Nope, still not doing it, huh? Alright, Lord, please. Listen, you know, it wouldn't be us without technical difficulties. Let's pop that out and back. But all else fails, or rather, as the first recourse. Oh, I might have to refresh that. Alright. Alright, I upped it on mine. So yeah, it was that when I went live. I'm gonna hit the thing again to triple update it, but hopefully if you refresh on your end, it'll say the new thing. There we go, look at that. That's so cool. Love it, love to see it. Alright. Let's get ourselves a little bit more zoomed in here, first and foremost. And yeah, there we go. Alright, get some paint going. Let's see, yeah, let's start with pink. Nothing wrong with pink. Am I on a Lulu layer? I am. So, as will probably be obvious from the jump, I am not a trained nor practiced artist. So this is really just an excuse to chill and hang with y'all for a little bit. Because I've kind of been needing just like chill and do stuff for a hot minute instead of always trying to keep. Woo, that went weird. Instead of always just trying to keep up with what? I don't even know. It's actually part of the thing I'm thinking on. I know this probably won't be a surprise, but like I regularly have trouble getting all the way to the end of a thought before moving on to a new one. And that is in like hyperdrive tonight. So I guess fair warning on that. Cause yeah, my brain is just all over everywhere right now. Which is kind of why I needed to just have a chill stream for a hot minute. Probably doing this one wrong, but that's fine. Not so much a wrong with art, I guess. It's probably a whole conversation. But yeah, so anybody who has been hanging out, which is, you know, it's y'all. Which is kind of the nice thing about this is that we have a crew. But as members of the crew are well aware, this year has been kind of a mess in terms of streams for me. Where like we ended last year on the first of what would be multiple hiatodes. And then we kind of hit a wall again, sort of out of nowhere. Which was not like ideal. I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, I'm definitely still figuring out where I'm at right now mentally. So that's why we're doing art. That's terrible. Let's get rid of that. Looks like a French fry. Love it. A French eye. How does one do a sphere? I did it. Alright. Let's finish that out. There probably are all sorts of tricks in paint.net that I haven't learned yet. Let's get rid of that. So tonight will be a little bit of an awkward plodding along. So I got all this figured out. Let's do some paint bucket, 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 bucket. And then give me like a nice kind of a, nope, not that. Get off of that. No, like give me a deeper, nope, same line, just I want it a little bit darker. Like somewhere over here. Sure. Let's go a little bit further. Yeah. Whoops. But yeah, so, I guess long story short, to just rip the band-aid off, my head has been a mess for a while. Just give me that. There we go. And, you know, streaming has been very fun, but it's definitely something that I need to kind of go back and reassess why I'm doing it. Skip directly to Krita, so paint is a mystery to me. I don't know what Krita is. Sounds cool. I haven't run into that one before. Alright, now what was I doing? Right, so, give me that purple. What if it was purple? I missed it up top, I see now. Ah, the joys of paint. Brush, paintbrush. There we go. I think I talked about it after the first hiatus, but like the whole reason I started streaming once upon a time was kind of a combo of wanting video games to be fun again, which is, you know, a noble goal, and then also trying to get through like my backlog. And I had just so much stuff. Nope, not that. I had just so much stuff in there that I wanted to finally get to after years of playing like the same game over and over again. Which was nice, but then... Oh, that makes sense. Open source draw paint. I'm going to just save this as... But then I actually, like, became a victim of my own success. I realized we've actually been doing this for, no shit, 4 years, which is fucking wild to me. But I actually, like... I did it. I got all of the stuff that was on my list of stuff to do. I played it, which was great. And I finally reached the part of my backlog that was like games that were really not stream friendly. Yeah, I like that. That was what led to the original hiatus. Was I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna if I'm trying to play through games like a lot of the old Halo games, which unfortunately don't have either good FOV settings or full subtitles, which sucks, or like a number of other games. Mostly it's FOV stuff. You know, for one reason or another, weren't accessible. Then I'm gonna need to either do that and then find something else to stream, or just not stream. And ultimately, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna not stream. I got to where I was no longer with a giant list of games that I wanted to stream in my backlog, and I just was like, oh, okay, I'm having to hunt for things to stream. Which was kind of the first problem, but wasn't really the biggest problem, to be honest. The bigger problem was that, despite the fact that I'm in the lucky situation where I can just stream for fun, I don't need to, like, I don't need to do this as a job thing. I don't need to woo. Come on back. I went too far. I don't need to do this to get views and get clicks and get ROI and shit like that, which is nice. I really am deeply sympathetic for the folks who are in that drive. It's all jello. But I'm not there, which is nice. And one part of the advantage of that was that I could just play games for fun. And then I realized that I wasn't really playing games for fun anymore. I was streaming and very much like performing. And that doesn't feel as good. It doesn't, it's not great. So I got to where I was going into every like streaming night with a minor like anxiety issue, because again I was treating it like a performance. That's my, which button is that? There's my new layer button. So now I'm just trying to kind of reset and remember why it is I'm doing this and why I like to doing it in the first place. And that's why we're doing art. Let's make a Sonic. Let's make a doop doop boop boop. Give me that deep. You just give me the super blue. Give me the super blue. Alright, we'll make a nice Sonic layer here. Doop doop boop. How do a Sonic look? Well, let's see. First, there's the big, well, there's like the little brow ridge, right? And then there's the anime hair, the Toriyama hair. That's too small. So I kind of mentioned a second ago, I'm not what you would call trained or practiced in art. But I wasn't trained and practiced in writing either. I just started doing it. So I'm like, all right, let's just pick up a affordable tablet and we'll just try and learn some stuff. And it's going about like you'd expect. I work in education, and like some days I think that I like learning, and then other days I realize that it's not so much that I like learning, because I hate being reminded that I don't already know how to do stuff. So it's more accurate to say I like having learned things, which is not the same thing. Because there's a whole like middle area that you gotta to do stuff with. What does a Sonic even look like? I'm gonna pull up Sonic and see what a Sonic looks like. How does your face do? I remember how the eyes do. I actually don't remember how, like, the snoot. Show me and Hedgehog. I really do hope they do a re-release. Well, it's not too far off, actually. Of the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Would be really cool. Hey, Fedra. Love learning, but I apparently hate doing things. Yeah, that's about right. Save you for later. Save you for later. So we've got like the goofy, like huge. Let's miss that again. The big like figure 8 eyes that he's got going on. Can't remember if it was a meme or what, where Sonic like took off the eyes and revealed that they were goggles the whole time, and he was like, y'all didn't think those were my eyes, did you? What did you think I looked like? No, this is just right under the ridge, huh? So it's just like right under. It's a sinister Sonic. A Sonister. And so I thought, this pretty much just goes like right on in to the neck place. He's got like a dorsal fin, which, sure, that makes sense. Like all hedgehogs do. Gotta get better at actually doing like brush strokes as opposed to trying to do long contiguous lines. Because then when you F up, you have to go all the way back through the line. I'm learning stuff about art. Or at least I'm learning stuff about how not to make art way too much work, Wow, he really is just like freaking Slenderman physique, doesn't he? It's a whole thing. Hey, Freya, welcome. We got some, there we go. Sonic on stilts. Alright, so the rest of this, got kind of like a bulb for the cheek. And it just scoops all the way under. And loop around under the eye. Doop. We'll fix that up later. We'll fix it in post. Gotta give Sonic a tum-tum. Oop, missed it. There. And then we get the weird, like, loop socks. Which are just bizarre. But let's switch up our color game a little bit here. Let's go for that nose. So obviously I've got access to shapes, but I'm trying to kind of teach myself to use just the brush first. And then I'll figure out slowly the shortcuts. I'm going to try and do it the hard way first, is what I'm saying. And we'll make it all just awful. And then later, less awful. Is, I guess, kind of how I learned coding. There we go. That looks more like a Sonic. Alright, how does the inside of this ear look? Let me actually remove some of this here. Give me bigger brush size on that. Bloop. Just get rid of that ear entirely. Nobody wants that ear. All my homies hate that ear. Alright, nope, come here. Yep. Getting used to a tablet is wild. I did not expect it to be as much of an adjustment as an input device as it is. Nope, too much. Too little. Let me give it a little bit of a curve. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Just close that off. Perfect. Alright, so, and now we want to do a little bit of a, just kind of like an inside, an inner ear triangle, if you will. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this a little bit. Oops, I can find the zoom. But yeah, I had someone describe to me at one point that the thing with the stylus is that for the most part you hover instead of actually pressing on the thing. And I went, that makes no sense what you've just said to me. But now I'm slowly starting to get it. It's kind of cool. There we go. Let's go ahead and just fill that in while we're at it. Bloop. Bloop. I'm going to do something very dangerous now, so we're going to save first. Do one of these. How well did I do those lines? Eh. Oh, look at that. Nailed it. You'll love to see it. And those aren't close down below, I don't think, are they? No. Okay, never mind. Do. So let's grab that same shade. Bloop. There. And we'll do the whole mouth area the same way. That's almost a Sonic. Listen, it could be worse. It could be Sonic Movie Sonic. That was mean. I'm going to take that one back. There we go. And then the tum-tum is the same color, I think, as all this. Doop. Tum-tum! Perfect. Love it. Good to see it. Alright. Now, bloop. Let's hop down here and do... He's got weird, like, crumpled socks, right? I think that sounds right. Go ahead and do one of these. How does one do a crumpled sock? So probably just like that, right? And then there's like kind of a bow in and then another loop. And so it just all kind of looks saggy. Yeah, there we go. And let's see. I'll go ahead and close that there. Yeah, what do I have? Perfect. Sure, that's a sock. Just go with me on this. Not sure if they're socks or high-top sneakers. It's reminiscent of the cuff on Mario's clothes. That's a good comparison, actually. That makes a lot of sense. There we go. I need to go back and rewatch, what's-his-face's, I almost said Brian Michael Bendis. No, Brian David Gilbert's, wonderful, like, deep dive into the lore of Sonic's origins, because that was amazing. Whoop, too much. Okay. Yep. Oh. And the eyes. Bloop. There we go. At which point, bloop, bloop. And paint bucket, please. Hooray! Alright, well, we managed to avoid spilling outside the line so far, so I'm pretty happy about that. Is it weird that I had more trouble with my high than I'm having with my my Sonic? It's a little buy high. See, we got the pink, purple, and blue. It's perfect. Alright, now. Sneaks. So they're like red sneaks with, you know what? Let's go make a new layer for this. I don't trust me on this. There. They're like red sneaks with a... They have like a vertical strap down the middle, I think, right? That sounds right. Let's draw these up. Let's just do these as an outline first. Alright, so there's like... Whoop. There it goes. Just took a second. Alright, so they got like... That's a boot. Yeah, kind of like the back of that, though. But I need the front of it to... We'll just pretend it's forced perspective. There we go. And then there's like a... Nope, too far. Oh, too high. There. Like some kind of... strappy strap, I think. This all sounds right. One episode of Sonic Adventures, his shoes got lost or stolen and he kept burning his feet running. That's amazing. Alright, so let's... try... Oh, that's different red. Let's try this crayon red. Whoop! Whoopsie doodle. Nope, I did it again. Now, give me that zoom. Let me find out where I've done it wrong. There we go. They were called frictionless, but if that were the case, he wouldn't have been able to run. They should have been heat dissipating or something. That's fair. I'm sure they thought they were being scientific, and that's, you know, I can understand that. This again, perfect. Oh, I know what I did. Womp womp. This is on a different layer, Andy. So, when I was in school, before I had realized that engineering was not the future for me, I took a class on, like, graphic design that was really just about being able to do concept design work for things that you were going to invent. It was how to draw stuff so that you could convey to somebody else a concept of the thing that you were talking about. And I almost failed that class because I was just so bad at doing a draw. So this is a marked improvement. Alright, let's zoom back out for a moment. Take a look at our boy. You know, I bet he has arms, huh? Let's see. Listen, I'll get to it. We'll figure it out. It's, oh, no, that's not what. Keep forgetting how much this, Paint.net makes me, deselect stuff. Which, like, is nice, because if I want to manipulate the thing that I just made, it's still there, but I often go to set up for the next thing I'm going to draw and beef it a little bit, so that's fun. Actually, before we do this, give me this and give me that pencil again for the hard lines. I'm going to go ahead and just try to touch up that ear here. There we go. So we got that ear outline. Sonic has Mario gloves, doesn't he? He's got like the drawings are like ogres, they have layers. There you go. Oh yeah, he's got what are those called? Opera gloves? No, that's not the word. There's a word for those. They're like I think of them as butler gloves, which is probably not the official term. They're just white gloves. They're just white gloves. Also hate that his arms are the same color as his tum-tum, suggesting that he either shaves his arms or that he is a human inside of a fursuit, which honestly, that's okay.
Actually, that is how hedgehogs actually are.
Hedgehogs actually have bare arms?
Yeah, bare arms and legs.
That makes sense.
The buzz actually is just about their
Excuse me.
midline of their body.
Huh.
They're cute. They are so cute.
They are very cute. Just like Sonic. Let's actually do another new layer, because we're going to do this on top of everything. I don't think it'll go on top of the boots, but just in case. I guess they just kind of... I'm actually just going to go big brush on this. That's right, I'm in the pocket of Big Brush. So, like... Oh, well... Let's undo that first of all. Second of all, clearly I didn't grab... Oh, I didn't grab from the right layer. I'm a silly. It's way back here on layer 2. There we go. I think. No, it was big on... Hush, Dropbox. No one wants to talk to you. Sorry, so if I grab this, what happened? There we go. That's the money. Right. Perfect. Alright. Now back to brush. Perfect. Did you ever meet my college roommate with the rescue hedgehog? I don't think so. It sounds familiar. I think we've talked about it, but I don't remember it. Let's see, I kind of want to have like one that's out here, and then like someone will come around. Sure, good enough. There we go. It might have been Matt that had the hedgehog. Do I have a redo? I do have a redo. Look at that. You'll love to see it. Alright. Now, every artist's nightmare. Hands. I am not an artist, and it's still a nightmare of mine. Hands are weird, really, when you get right down to it. I'm not even gonna lie. Right, so if we do like a... Same thing we did with the boots, right? Nope, too far. Too far. Every time I say too far, I think about... And I probably talked about this before, but there's a wonderful stand-up bit that might still be out there on the internet somewhere called David Gorman's Google Whack Adventure. And I won't spoil it, but there is a point where he's walking through, going for Google Whacks, and someone puts in a term that is so specific it has no hits. And just as he's going through the sequence of them, he gets to whatever the last one was. He goes, too far. And just the cadence of that, I don't know if this happens to y'all, it happens to me all the time, where like the specific way someone says a really common word or phrase in an instant just gets branded on my brain. And so every time I think too far, I hear Dave Gorman saying too far. And it cracks me up a little bit every time. Great little show, though. Weirdly emotional. If you liked Bo Burnham's Inside, then like David Gorman's Google Back Adventure is a pretty great chaser to that shot, I guess. This is too hard of a line. I'm gonna get rid of it. Let's go back to the brush. Hands are better than ears. Every time I try to draw a realistic ear, it looks like a parasitic shellfish. I'm laughing out of sympathy because I know I would be in the same boat. How big are these heckin' chonkers? I'm just gonna draw the whole thing. So that's the wrist piece. Whoop. That would have been the wrist piece if I had been smart enough to sketch. Nope. There we go. I've gone too late. There we go. Good enough. And then the hand part. So it's a big old mitt, which makes this pretty easy. I say pretty easy. Relatively easy. You can't see it because I don't have my camera on, but I'm staring at my own freaking hands and imagining a white glove on them. Does it have the actual, like, white glove marks on it? No, it's just a smooth white glove. Alright. Well, that'll help.
Is it 4 fingers or 5?
I'm almost certain Sonic the Hedgehog is a 4-fingered hedgehog. I could probably check the stats on that. I don't know what actual hedgehogs have. I avoid this problem by only drawing animals with human characteristics. There you go. Let's see. Who was it? So I've gotten into watching Drawfee recently, which is also a very chill, like they put up an episode a week, and it's a very relaxed and funny time doing an art. And I think it's either Karina or Julia on there who, whenever they have a challenge, because they always kind of draw on a theme each week, And whenever they have a challenge that is about drawing like something animal-like, the joke is that Julia always draws a little man because that's what she knows to draw. Apparently Sonic has 5 fingers, I'll be damned. What about Mario? Does he have more fingers than Mario? You Google that while I try to remember how hands work. I'm just going to go ahead and draw like a mitt first. And then we'll come back and draw the thumb. Just a little bump there. I know you just said that he has too many, but... Alright, and the backgrounds. Unreasonably detailed backgrounds. Which is the best. I'm actually gonna get rid of you. Get more of an eraser here. Damn it, I did it again. Hang on, I do the other arm here. Bloop. Perfect. Nailed it. You are a size 10 arm, I think. That's a whole thing. Mario also has 5 fingers. Wow. Very few Japanese characters will have 4 fingers because 4 is unlucky. That makes sense. That makes a lot of... I didn't think about that. If I could do like a... Nope, too much. Too far. Too much, again. It's a lot of too much with me. Nope. I do kind of want to do it a little bit. There we go, a little bit swoopy. But hang on to you. Back to 2. Bloop. I'll draw another cuff here. But yeah, Drawfee is a very good time. I like a nice... I've gotten to the point where most of the time in my media I'm looking for like comfort as opposed to like give me something that challenges me or give me something, excuse me, novel and like something that is really memorable and wow, and those are great. And I'll probably cycle back around to them, but like right now in this moment, I'm very much a like just give me something chill, just give me something relaxing and comforting and warm and silly. It's also a weird thing about Light Yagami from Death Note. His name is written with a 4-stroke kanji. That's cool. I never saw Death Note because I encountered too much of the Death Note fandom. But that was my reason for not playing Dark Souls for the longest time. So I don't know. Maybe I'll change that. All right, now I've really given myself a challenge here. Get out of this. I'm pulling up some reference images. There it is, the original. Oh, look at that! Look at that box art from Sega. That was a wild thing. If you just Google Sonic 1, one of the first results is the original Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, one more time. Sonic the Hedgehog Sega Genesis box art, and I'd forgotten that like. So there's Sonic and there's like what looks like cute concept art in the background. I guess this is actually the Mega Drive concept art. And then he's standing on what looks like just a set of grid lines. It looks like a Star Trek holodeck. And that was such a thing with video games because it was all about they're virtual in the like 80s and early 90s. And that took me back to a place in time. Like the manga more than the anime. I feel like I'm running into that more now that I've started reading manga. Because I ran into that with Log Horizon, which the manga also isn't super great in my opinion, but like it's better than the anime. And it's making me want to go back and read like Azumanga Daioh and Dragon Ball, because I've heard incredible things about the Dragon Ball manga. But like there's also a lot of it, just so much. And I might need to start with like a small limited series first. Main problem with Thunder is it went on too long. What do you know? It's similar thoughts. Partly because the creator wanted 108 chapters for the symbolism, but didn't have 108 chapters of material. I've done that with tabletop games that I've run, where I'm like, oh, I want to have the nice, like, 5 seasons, and then absolutely did not have 5 seasons worth of stuff. I say seasons, that's kind of a relatively newish concept for me. I ran a Monster Hearts campaign not that long back, and a lot of... Nope, that's a butt. And a lot of that language has kind of stuck with me. Which, Monster Hearts is very much what I would consider, like, a sometimes food. That's the kind of game that you... Similar to a lot of, like, the World of Darkness stuff. That's a game you only want to run with people you know and trust, because it's so easy to run into assholes. I mean, I guess that's true of any tabletop game, but I feel like it's particularly true in Monster Hearts, where there's a lot of, like, emotional combativeness built into the system. Yep. And then there's just one big old fonger. Haha, one. That, okay, honestly, listen, now that I'm looking at it, that's not the worst hand I've ever seen. But yeah, so I ran Monster Hearts, and if you haven't run across Monster Hearts before, it's a tabletop role-playing game that's essentially like a Sabrina the Teenage Witch or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, it's your monsters in high school, and you have to, like, deal with both the fact that you're a werewolf, but also you have to not fail AP Chem, which sounds cuter than it usually plays out as. It usually plays out as very, like, not even combative necessarily, but this very, like, high tension high school simulation, I guess, but also with monsters. And so they talk about, like, you divide up story arcs into seasons, and then you have, like, a lot of the terminology with it is very much based around the idea that this is a TV show, essentially. So, with the right group, I think it's great. With the wrong group, it is very bad. I had what I would call mostly the right group, so it was mostly fantastic. But we don't need to get into all of that. Alright, let's do a little bit of bloop. Fill in here. Bloop. Fill in the gloves. Fill in the thumb. Just the whole thing I just said. There we go. Alright. We have one each Sonic. Sounds like the way Wraith can run. Yeah, that's exactly it. Whoop, 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 whoop. Down back here. Let's go and just grab you. Did that just not... I don't understand why that just didn't go. Let's see. Does Andy know how to combine layers? The answer may surprise you. Should I be able to just do like that, you would think? No? Rectangle select. Okay, if I did that, and then I do this, what happens? Okay. Sorry. Alright, so I need to find... Nope, stop that. I need to figure out how to... Stop it! Deselect. Thank you. There we go. Gotta remember all my keyboard shortcuts. Alright, so... How do I... Ooh, merge layer down. Perfect. Found it already. I have found Paint.net super easy to use, as someone, again, doesn't know jack. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, so then let's grab this. Doop, doop, doop. Yeah. Nope. Just gonna have to trust that that's selected, I guess. There. Now, there we go! Let's move our good blue boy right over there. where he's saying hi at you with one offending digit. But not the one you think it is. Alright. So that only took us 45 minutes. But yeah, so... Shit, what do I want to draw next? Well, we've made Bisonic. It's, we really started at the top. We probably should have worked our way down from here, huh? Let's just go ahead and we'll save this, and we'll start with something new. That's fine. Bloop. Got anything on my list that I need to draw? So I kind of talked about it more, I guess, at the start of the stream, but this is not to say that I'm going to start streaming art regularly. I might, honestly. It's going to be kind of a regular fallback because this is nice. It's good brain time for me. I don't think we're going to finish Resident Evil 0. In fact, just as a general rule from here on out, I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of long plays like we've been doing. We might end up streaming just by happenstance a different game almost every week. Just because that's where my brain's at. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. Hold with me for a moment while I'm pulling up my notes. But yeah, so things are going to be a lot more fluid than they have been in the past. And I'm going to kind of just... I'm going to stream the thing that's fun, which is the thing that I really have just not been doing enough of. Which is silly when you think about it. The only reason not to stream the thing that's fun is, like, if you're trying to, excuse me, quote, reach an audience, unquote. But, like, y'all are my audience and you're great. So, as long as you're happy, I'm good. Speaking of games to run, I started right before the Parabola a superheroes game, which I've never run a superheroes game before, so it's been kind of wild. We're using the Venture City, sort of the setting, but mostly the system from Fate Core, which has been pretty great. We're on kind of a mini hiatus right now because one of our players is taking a well-deserved and wonderful trip to potentially consider moving, which is always like a big deal, but very cool. So very happy for them. And now I have like a month to plan a thing. I left them in the middle of a chase. So like they went to a big ball at City Hall. And now there have been like 3 different kidnappings that are all happening at the same time. And they know that there's a frame job with someone that they like on the premises. And they've just met like the big bad of the supervillain team for this arc, who they've just learned has super speed. So they're going up against Evil Flash, who is also a snake. I think I might draw the... Well, let's see. I could draw the Viper. I kind of want to draw Dex. So there's a character they met, an NPC, who... let me actually see. I may just be able to pull it in here. Who... they know has the power to like shut off superpowers, which is been kind of a fun little wrinkle, and also has power of healing. And she is kind of an underground semi-illegal medic. And let me just pull this up here. So Dex has been kind of like someone that the party knows in town for a while. Not exactly strictly an ally, but like they haven't pissed her off, which is a good thing. A slow burn, that would have been amazing. Let's see, somewhere around here I've got, go through all my folders. But yeah, so long story short, Dex showed up to this ball with her girlfriend, Maddie? It's unclear exactly what kind of relationship they have, and that it's been kind of an off and on again thing, but it seems like at least half the players ship it, which I appreciate. And now both Dex and Maddie have been kidnapped by 2 separate groups. And Maddie is the one who is like due to be framed, so it seems like it's working out pretty well in terms of getting folks invested, which I appreciate. Alright, so let's see if I can do this right. There we go. So this is Dex. But this is art from, I think, like the Shadowrun Returns character creator or something. But it's fantastic art. I love that tattoo. I haven't even really decided what I'm going to do with this. Let's go the other way. Let's go the other way with this. Changed my mind already. So we'll grab that pink. We'll go to background layer. Come here. Just what if it was pink? Perfect. Love that. Bloop. Alright, so now it's kind of our reference. Do I remember how to do this part? Let's go to the layer, properties, opacity. Just bring that way on down. There we go. Don't really know what I'm doing here. I like this art and I want to do something with it, and I'm not sure what. Oh no, I'm still on 10. Let's fix that. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I just want to grab this tattoo, honestly. Because that's just fantastic looking. So I'm almost, I don't know, mad isn't the word. I'm not mad about it, but like a lot of the games that I've been playing now that I've kind of had the two bins between the stuff that I want to stream and the stuff that I want to play but can't stream. There's been a lot of really good ones that I then kind of retroactively get mad that I can't stream, like Prey, which was, God, that was a fun game, but like the camera bob was just a mess, which is a shame. Because there was so much that I really enjoyed about that game, and then now I've just finished Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, which I think is pretty firmly cemented. Like, the Shantae series is one of my favorites of all time. Like, it's up there with Zelda and Metroid games. It's just, they're so good. It's also up there with Zelda and Metroid games in that it has some, like, teeth-grittingly rough parts just sort of randomly sprinkled in, but not enough to ruin the game, just enough to, you know, really make me work to finish it. But yeah, I think I streamed Half Genie Hero and Seven Sirens, which were both lovely. But then I got to the Pirate's Curse, which is the... So let's see, Half Genie Hero was the 4th game, Sirens was the 5th, Pirate's Curse was the 3rd. So I'm kind of weirdly going back in time, I guess. But it comes right after, I guess, slight spoilers for the Shantae series. So in the 2nd Shantae game, Risky's Revenge, I think it's called, Risky manages to steal Shantae's magic and kind of make a Dark Link of an evil genie clone that Shantae then has to beat. But part of the cost of saving Scuttlebutt Island is that Shantae then loses her magic. And so you start Pirate's Curse with no magic. So you're still technically half genie, but you just have all the powers of an ordinary person. And it quickly becomes like a legal thing where she can't be the genie protector of Scuttlebutt Island because she's not a genie anymore. And it just causes a whole like identity crisis thing for poor Shantae. And so in place of powers, you spend the whole time running around the different islands and you collect the bits of Risky's old pirate gear. So you get like her boots, her hat, her gun, her saber, all that stuff, and each of them gives you an additional like standard Metroidvania power. You get your double jumps, you get your glides and things like that. But the whole time it means that Shantae is palling around with Risky Boots because she's been deposed as a town guardian And Risky has learned that her old mentor, the Pirate Master or whatever he's called, has just been woken up, and they desperately need to stop him. And the whole thing is this total, like, super gay buddy cop thing with Tsundere Risky in, like, top form. And I love it. I highly recommend giving it a shot. It's got all the humor and charm of the other games. And the ending, which I will not spoil, is just divine. But yeah, I think I've definitely reached the point where the Shantae games are just some of my favorites. This is me just sort of randomly filling in lines now. The artist on Drawfee recently said something that is, I think, kind of cracked open my, like, personal anxiety about drawing, which was, don't be precious with your art. Whoop. And as someone who has done a lot of writing previously, I'm intimately familiar with the phrase "kill your darlings," and it seems to have some very similar energy, I think. Because it's all about, there are absolutely things of the stuff that you create that you will find precious. And obviously there are good and bad reasons to get rid of those things. But knowing when it's okay to just ditch something and start over can be extremely important, I think, probably in any creative field. Same thing with code, where if you back the wrong script for too long, sometimes the only way out is to just start over. And it hurts. Like, you're looking at this going, but I spent so much time making this thing. But it's the whole, like, good money after bad thing. We've really gone ham on this, huh? But that's all right. So, it's, I don't know. Don't be precious with your art is just, it's nice. I heard that and I'm like, oh, cool. That actually makes me feel like I can do this as a thing. Nope, too much. Too much. Oh, right, Andy, you didn't do the thing. Womp womp. We didn't do the outline. Let's just do that there. I'm doing the thing again where I do one long stroke, which is a terrible idea. But I actually have a really hard time keeping my hand steady without doing that. So I just have to live with that. Nope. Should figure out how to do brushes in this at some point. That would be nice. Oh, we've done just an awful job with some of this, but that's fine. So let's do that brush. Just go up inside. Nope, too much. Too much, too high. Doop. Give me that. Just manually fill some of this in here. Should probably replay the Shadowrun games at some point, because, God, those were good. I don't think I ever actually beat Shadowrun Hong Kong. But, like, the one that takes place in Berlin, Dragonfall? Might be Dragonfall. Is just sublime. And Returns is fine. Returns is a perfect introduction to the world of Shadowrun. I think I realized how zoomed in we were. But Dragonfall is really good, and I want to do more of Hong Kong because the setup for it was lovely. Alright, well, this one is definitely still a mess. We've kind of made a whole new mess out of all this. Let's take our reference away for a moment and see what we've got. Womp womp. Womp womp womp. Guess where we did all of our editing? On the wrong layer. Well, there we go. Now we're a real artist. Yeah, we can get rid of that then. Ah, shucks. Alright, well. Let's go ahead and ditch this entirely. Bloop. And get rid of you. Thanks and goodbye. That's alright. Dex's original art is still pretty darn good. We just leave that as is. While I'm looking for other stuff to draw, if y'all have stuff you'd like to see me attempt, first of all, best of luck. But second of all, I'm happy to try it. Right now, I'm just trying to get my brain to do, which, like, you know, that's a whole thing, as it turns out. Kind of want to draw. Yeah, I've made my own decision. So we talked a little bit about the Viper, who is the evil speedster from the Venture City game. I'm gonna go ahead and give me a nice, like, yellow. I don't think I have the skill to draw the Viper because he really is just a, like, reptilian dude in a hoodie. But he works for an organization. Well, he's part of an organization. Management is somewhat suspect. The Viper. That's a joke just for us, Bad Road. But he works for a group called the Dragon Syndicate. And so I need to figure out... I think I've said their logo is an Ouroboros, which I'm also bad at drawing. But it's really just a snake eating its own tail. So, like, how hard can snake be? Famous last words. Alright, so we'll say this is underside of tail. Yeah, same idea. Let's try it from up here first. There we go. That looks better. Just having to remember to pick the nub up so I can do sketch lines better. I don't know why exactly my hands are so unsteady. Like, for years I just thought of myself as a klutz, and now I'm realizing that, like, there may actually be some larger thing that I need to look into, but that's a whole other thing. And it might just be nothing, I might be overreacting. Bloop. There we go. A snake. Should be an angry snake. Found recently this kind of creature in Pathfinder called an Ouroboros. It's a snake eating its own tail, and every part of it is also a snake eating its own tail. Interesting. Is it like a fractal Ouroboros? There's our weird looking snake. Let's go ahead and do it just a little trim while we're in the neighborhood. Let's sew up that line. This looks more like a Muppet than a snake, so let's fix that. Are there snake Muppets? There are probably snake Muppets. In fact, I think I remember some of them. Well, they might just be like a Muppet Treasure Island thing. Nope, too far. Too far. Good enough. If you pull up one of its scales, it's made of snakes eating their own tails. Putting under a microscope, each of the... What? It's an Ouroboros at the cellular level? That's amazing. It's Ouroboros all the way down. Why is that a thing that exists? I mean, the answer is because D&D, but you know. Alright, so let's do... Angry snake. Angry snake. Bring me my angry eyes. Now we don't need teeth. Alright. And then we can do like a... Nope. Remember when I was a little kid I grew up in a place that was near an old creek, which meant that like snakes and turtles were just an all the time sort of affair, which I think is part of the reason that I've never had a fear of snakes. I have had a deep and abiding fear of spiders because they were also an all the time thing, because we had a wood pile, and we had a lot of black widows, which are far and away my least favorite design of spider. Like, just in terms of the art direction on a black widow, those things are just made to be terrifying. But it meant that, for whatever reason, despite being nowhere near their environment, I was obsessed with diamondback rattlesnakes for a long time when I was a kid. Just because they look so cool. And then finding out as an adult that they're actually like they look scary, but they're actually like big cowards was just so, I don't know. It was such an important moment to me as a kid to learn that like a thing that looks scary could also just be scared crapless of you. Neck. Do. Boop. Boop. Did I nail all of these? I'd be very happy if that's the case. Oh! Almost. Try it again. Heh. Nailed it. Excuse me. But yeah, just the whole concept of how rattlesnakes work was just hugely enlightening to me. Where it's like they look scary. That's actually a sign that they're not super scary, because if they've put points into intimidation, it's because they don't want to fight. And then, you know, years later when Jaws came out, finding myself applying that same logic to sharks. Which, to my knowledge, do not have rattly tails, although how cool would that be? Swimming around in the ocean, you just hear this, like, strangely muted, distant marimba. That'd be cool as hell. Nope, let's try it again. Right in the kisser. It's funny, like, I just realized this is the same freaking color palette as the, what's that fuck awful, don't tread on me flag. Please, no steppy. Alright, let's, where's a good brown? That's a pretty good brown. Let's see what that looks like. Whoop, nope, not brown enough, actually. Let's take that shade and go, come here. Yeah, a little bit more yellow. Oh, it's getting there. A little bit lighter. There we go. Nice. Apparently lots of snakes shake their tails as a threat display. Rattlesnakes just found a way to make it audible. That's awesome. Yo, Dave, where'd you get the marimbas? I don't know, man. They just grew one day. Alright. It's a pretty good snake. So we're going to go ahead and save this one there. And we're going to take a break. I'm just going to let the music roll. And yeah, we will be back here in just a few minutes. Grab yourself some water, whatever you need to do to take care of you for a few minutes. And I'm going to go think of something else to draw for the last little bit here. Alright, I'll see y'all then. Alright. Let's do some more art. So recently I actually did my first actual, like, drawing. That is the new channel emote, which I'm pretty happy with, which is a panda hugging a heart. It was actually part of what was originally a whole, like, suite of emotes that I was gonna try to, like, commission somebody to do. And for reasons we won't get into, that kind of fell through. But now I'm like, I might just, considering how small emoji are, and they're very small. Nice. Deal with it. But considering how small they are, like, my being awful at art is masked by the smallness, the lack of detail in, like, a 28 by 28 pixel thing, which is pretty dope. So I kind of want to try doing more, and we'll see how bad they look. This one I am going to use shapes, if only to begin to teach myself how to use shapes. First of all, how big is my canvas? This seems super small. That's not helping. That is the wrong command. Alright. Go to your canvas size. There it is. Oh, Control Shift R. Whoops. Give me. Let's go 800. And we'll bring. The little panda in the corner is mostly just a reference for myself, who occasionally forgets what pandas look like, which is wild. But it's a thing. So I'm pretty happy with the hug one. I don't actually want to do this one because this is somebody else's art, but I just want to leave that there to remind me, like, mostly it's the shape of the like the eye things. Is a good thing to remember. Also the relative size of the ears, so I don't end up accidentally just drawing cat, as is my nature. I'll bring this back to black. Alright, so let me remind myself what was on my list. Alright, we'll see how this one goes. Panda is basically like a circle but squish. We'll deal with all of the facial features here in a moment. First, let's just get that big old chunky boy. Let's just, yeah, there we go. I love that when it's just shapes, panda is just frog. Right, an ellipse, exactly. There we go. Give my regards to the next frog you meet. It's my favorite. I mean, there are a lot of very good sign-offs over on the Squirrely channel. And, like, I'm weirdly never not at least a little emotionally affected by Christy saying, stay safe. But give my regards to the next frog you meet is probably my favorite one. I'm not even, like, the biggest fan of the Mother series, but just the sentiment of that is so cute to me. First, you draw a circle, then you add the ears, add a big belly, and that's a panda. Pretty much. Alright, so we have our Squishman. It's basically like, if you imagine a two-headed snowman. Now, the trickier part is, what do I want this panda to do? Because I could just draw a panda, and panda is fine, but, like, I want it to be a panda doing something. And that's where things get weird. Alright, so let's bring this down. Loop. Back down to 2 where you belong. If I wanted to do, like, a 3 face. And that's pretty close. Be a good, an industrious panda, a pandu. Okay, I like a pandu. That's very good. Let's make that a little shallower. That's almost too much ooh. That's getting there. No, I just have to have a curve to it. Kind of like drawing a little butt, but on the face. And it's getting there. Now let's grab this. Actually, hang on. Let's put this on a new layer. Because I'm confident I'm going to end up bumping into the rest of our panda. And this way I can just select the face. Oop, missed it. Bloop. That should allow me to, yep. I don't know what this icon is telling me. Looks like it's telling me something though, right? Alright, well that's the whole, I don't want the whole thing. Give me like a little lasso. Yeah, okay. Why is it selecting the whole layer is the thing? Because I want it to do a rotation. It's not doing that for me, and I don't like that. This is part of that learning process. Alright, well, if we have to rotate the whole layer, we have to rotate the whole layer. There we go. There's that smug bastard. Do we like it more this way? I think I like it more this way. Too much. There. Perfect. Boy, that's a nice feature. Alright, back to the brush. So I want to do like a... Ah, actually, that's pretty good. I think that's about what I want. Oh, that is just selecting the whole layer, huh? Wrong. Let's call this sneaky. I meant to hit deselect and I hit save, which is a good reminder to save. No, huh? Yeah, it really just doesn't want to... How do I select just part of a layer? Oh, I see it. I understand now. Let's grab those, and then if I do like this... Nope, I won't do it at all. Undo. Deselect. Yeah, it just moves the whole layer. I just want to select a part of it. How do I do that? I would think it would be like this. Rectangular select, right? Okay. Is that not selecting it? Are we on the right layer? We're totally on the right layer. I don't understand. It's the fact that it doesn't show them... Like, I do this, right? And I expect it to, like, leave a square there. And it doesn't. And I don't understand why. I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. But this is the whole thing. So, well, for the moment, we're stuck with it. I have to make it its own layer, which... Alright, let's give a little bit more mischief to this child. Let's copy that. Nope, I copied the whole damn layer. What is with you in selection tonight, Paint.net? That's fine. Shapes! Okay, just a little bit squish. Oh, too much. Messed it up right there at the end. There we go. can probably flip the image to that's the wrong flip. Flip. Hey! Bloop. A lot of this is just going to be me learning how to work paint. Speaking of... There we go. Alright. I've been told you should get in the habit of doing that. I think I understand why people flip images. I don't know that I'm to the point where that will help me yet. But I understand why it helps. As a way of, like, the same way that sometimes you lean back to get a better look at something. That flipping a thing helps you see all sorts of, like, symmetry or lack thereof, which I think is kind of cool. But I don't really know what to do with it yet. I'll get there. Alright, well, the good news is, because this is an emote, none of this down here will really matter. So I can go ahead and just... And... Did that not erase anything? Sure didn't, because it's on a different layer, Andy. This is the level I'm at. The what layer am I on level. There we go. The suggestion of chunk. Make one more away from the face. Welcome back, Freya. Hey, Christy. I said welcome back, Freya. I realize you're probably saying hello to Christy. Alright, so we have a little bit of a mischief boy. I think... I'm still not happy with that grin. I want to go a different direction with this. This, I don't know. It's finding a balance between mischief and just outright, like, lewd is what I'm wrestling with at the moment. And it... Yeah, still leaning on the wrong side of that line, but we're there. I too am stuck on that level. Fixing Wuxia Gil was a mess. Oh no. Wuxia Gil, what a wonderful thing you've created. God. Put Waluigi in Kingdom Hearts, you cowards. Alright, I think I want to... I'm at that point where, like, I want to do something with this, and I don't know what something looks like yet. And a little bit of, like, shine to the eye here. Still doesn't look... Alright, I'm gonna pull up a reference from Mischief. That might be because brain and also, like, upwards of 20 labors. Yeah. That is a legitimate thing. Show me, like... What was the name of the dog with Snidely Whiplash? You know what I'm talking about? The one who did, like, the wheezy laugh. Oh, I can see him. Let's see. Snidely Whiplash. Literally, the second result is Snidely Whiplash dog. Muttley, thank you both. Thank you, better. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay. So I'm kind of going for, like, a Muttley vibe for this, I think, is what I'm that's the difference between where I'm at and where I'm trying to get to. Muttley. Muttley! It's great. It sounds like a butler's name. But it's also a mischievous dog, which is just divine. Let's save you. Just a moment in our reference file here. Bloop. Alright, and we're going to just grab you and bring you in. Once again, killed by the legs I can't see. That has to have been from when we did Black Mesa. I have to believe that's from Black Mesa. Alright, so I'll grab this thing. Bloop. Go all the way back to our background layer. Or was it layer 2? No, it's the background layer. Yep. Let's flip our Muttley. So that's kind of the vibe we're going for here. I just realized, let me actually undo all of what we just did. Get out of there, Muttley. You're wonderful. We love you, but also, get out of there. I'm going to keep my solid white background instead and just do this on its own layer here. Let's go ahead and zoom that out. That's about right. Too much. Alright, so we were like way on back in here somewhere, yeah? Oh yeah, that did flip the whole darn thing, huh? Can I flip just a layer? I want to flip just this one. Nope, flips everything. Layer. Flip layer. Oh, it's so good. I love that. Boop. Perfect. Got there. What was that one about? Flattening into... Merge layer down. Merge layer down. There it is. Alright, I'm getting there. Slowly learning how to work this strange contraption. That's alright. We'll deal with the double reference. It happens. It's weird that it added it, yeah, and then it did do the notification. Nightbot and I have been having conversations. Like, I honestly, like, the quote bot is fun, but really what I like it for is the content warning commands and other, like, custom commands are very nice. But having the quote bot actually work is quite good. But it is the one piece that, like, is going through a third party. So let's just redo this whole face situation here. Give me that new layer. That's not where I want that layer. Come here. Come here. There we go. New layer on top of that. Thank you. All right. I was going to say I'll get better at working with a stylus at some point, but no, probably. I'm mostly just having fun drawing at the moment, to be honest. I think I was talking about it a second ago. A while back, was going to commission a whole bunch of, well, like 3 channel emotes, and that fell through for various reasons. And so I made the first one on my own, and it actually turned out okay, despite my lack of practice with drawing stuff. So I'm like, well, why don't I just try to make more of them, and we'll see. I should redo Dr. Thembo, Attorney at Law. That, yes, yes, yes. That sounds awesome. All right, I'm going to start this with a trace, and then we'll get flourishy with it. Because even my tracing is not super great. I do like this style. I'm going to get rid of that under eye here. The 5-year eye under. It's a snap cube joke. Looking forward to when the real-time fan dub crew finishes up the Rude Mountain, or whatever they're calling it, which has just been extremely funny to me. I really wish I knew why this wasn't working. Yeah, I'll learn that later. And then also, I just resize you. Yeah, there we go. Nope, that's a terrible idea. Alright. I figure out why. Yeah, just show me the layer. No. Alright. Let's deselect that. I said deselect that. Okay, fine. Thank you. Just select this, please. On this layer. You're not doing it. I don't know why you're not doing it. I don't like that you're not doing it. Move selection, move selected pixels. Whee! Deselect that. I'm gonna have to look up like a tutorial on why this is not just selecting the thing on the current layer, because that's bugging the shit out of me. Alright. Nope. Because it should, I would think, just select this thing in front of me. And it's not doing that. And that's obnoxious. Alright, let's go ahead and just zoom out. We'll do it the hard way. Right, so, give me this. Bloop. Which is actually the whole layer in this case. Okay. It's fine. Leave you there. Actually, yeah, we'll stretch that a little bit. Oh. Thank you for the 100k bits. Appreciate that. It's extremely sweet of you. Alright, let's go ahead and... It's really not even letting me do much with that, huh? Stretch this down. And out. Eyebrow, but make it huge. Bloop. Yeah, dip. Get me back in here. I'm slowly learning the hotkeys, because trying to go to the edges of the screen every time I need to move around is not super duper working. Alright, give me this back. Alright. So I don't want to go quite as cartoonish as this, although I want to go close. Nope. So it's kind of like a little flat bit, and then for the schnoz. It's kind of like a weirdish triangle kind of thing. With like a bulb. There we go. And while we're at it. Nope, wrong layer. Hee. I remember this time. I'm learning. I'm gonna turn. Should probably start naming my layers, right? I love that that one just looks Angie. That's just Angie Panda. Alright, so the mouth is going to do a lot of the legwork here. I do kind of love this ridiculous swoop of a mouth that's not there, that Muttley's got going on. But I don't think I want to do that one one-to-one. Save a copy in case you want an angry emote later. That's a really good thought, Badro. Thank you. Mouth leg, like some kind of frog. Let's save that while we're thinking about it. Alright, how much is that? What's that done to the graph? That's another thing from that Dave Gorman bit. God, I need to watch that again. What's wild about... Okay, I'm going to rant about this a little bit. What's wild about the Dave Gorman's Google Whack adventure, and I don't know that it's aged super well because it's from like 2002 or 3 or something. But the last time I watched it was really good. Without spoiling anything, the very end of it, and it is a comedy show, but it has lots of these, again, kind of like a Bo Burnham Inside, it's got lots of these moments of emotional vulnerability and just real-life memoir that are remarkably touching and good. And then at the very end... Or close to the very end, there is a contemporary but very loving trans narrative that comes out of nowhere. And it's it's goddamn gorgeous, and the show is not really about it. It really does kind of come out. Excuse me, getting verklempt. It does kind of come out of nowhere at the end, but it's so good in a show that you wouldn't think would have it. And yeah, I need to go watch that again. Anyway, it's just me getting emotional about stuff. Excuse me. All right. Well, that mouth has actually just completely changed the demeanor. You know what I hate, though, is that this looks like the fucking, like, Calvin sticker on the back of a truck. And I don't love that. Everything in that show comes out of nowhere. That's the nature of his adventure. It's an excellent point, Pedro. It's a very, very good point. Oh, it's just so ding-dang good. Hey, welcome. Give me a second here. Actually, make sure I can read properly. Hey, Alice. Go for it. I love that I read a book hating on Dwayne Gish before I saw it. Yeah, God. Fuck that dude. It's Round Calvin. Ralvin. Oh, that's such a better name, though. Shit ass, what do I want to do with this? Like, this is... I've definitely made a Muttley, and I'm happy with that. Like, I can hear the Muttley... Like, I can't even do it. It's that wheezy laugh, but I can hear the wheezy laugh when I'm looking at this, and that was kind of what I was going for, and it works. But I didn't really want a Muttley emote, so I'm going to save this, but I think I'm going to start over something a little different. God, how do I want to do this? Let's go and save you. Alright, new file. And we'll just come in here and do one of these. We're just going to reset the face again. Might just keep this outline as a general purpose. Like... Also, one day I will learn how to do, like, perspective, so that the panda is not just passport photoing you in the face. Woof. Thank you for banning that one. What a telltale name that is. Right, Panda Blank. Honestly, boy, this right here is just a mood by itself. Alright. Do I remember? So I think you're just a duplicate that we can get rid of you. You're a duplicate, we can get rid of you. Okay. That's my panda layer. Let's go ahead and name this before I forget. Outline. Close enough. Bend a plank. And then, yeah, while I'm here, fill in those ears. Little ear donuts. Alright, let's come back to the face layer. Mischief Panda. Mischief Panda. I'm gonna pull up my Panda Mischief again. My Mischief reference. You never would have thought that I needed reference for Mischief, but here we are. Excuse me, jeez. All day with this. I'm doing that thing again where I can hear... Okay, side rant. My partner and I both used to do frontline tech support, and anybody who works in retail or food service or tech support knows that you develop a customer service voice, which is just its own... It's right. It's not an accent, but it's its own way of speaking. And sometimes one of the most jarring things is when you accidentally slip into customer service voice when you're not like at work, when you're not doing the work of customer service, you're just hanging out with friends, and like someone has a problem, and you find yourself just going into, have you tried turning it off and on again? But like sincerely, and you hear yourself do it, and it just takes you immediately out of that moment. I've started doing it with streaming, not the customer service voice, but this showman voice, this like performance voice, and I've gotten to where I hate the sound of it because I sound like I'm trying to be interesting and funny instead of just being me and hoping that I'm interesting and funny, which is way better and scarier. And so every time now that I'm hearing myself do the performance voice, I'm like, ugh, I hate it. Excuse me. Code switching to I'm pretending to care. Yeah, exactly. And like, you can do retail voice even if you're genuine about the sentiment because it just becomes your I need to help this person voice. The voice where every sentence ends with an exclamation point and your brow is constantly furrowed. Yes, that's y'all have nailed it. But it's just, yeah, the performance voice to me is just so much more obnoxious. I hate that I've started doing it. You know what? Let me look up Risky Boots. She's got to have a pretty good mischief face, right? Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. What an adorable little Sindari. All right, let's get a good risky face. I think it was the latest one. I think it was Seven Sirens that ended with. I guess this is a bit of a spoiler for the end of Seven Sirens, but ends with like Shantae rescuing Risky at the last moment, and it's just super gay, and I love it. And then I went back and played The Pirate's Curse, and I'm like, wow, I didn't realize how much gayer the series used to be. All right, give me like this face. There we go. That's the stuff. All right. Grab these. This all sounds terrible. I probably should have shared my whole like display so that y'all could see the reference I'm going for, but it'll be in Paint here in just a moment. I'm glad none of us ever got into the performance voice. The way we sound on stream is the same as normal conversation. And I think that's part of why I really enjoy the Resident Evil 6 streams with Katie, because like that's just me. That's just the me voice, because I'm talking to someone as opposed to just kind of talking to myself, I guess. So let's do, copy this. Let's grab the face. Also, I guess minor spoilers for Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. You discover in that game that Risky's outfit, which between the top and the waistline looks like a skull, is literally the Pirate Master's skull that she's wearing as like a bikini, and I think that that's just such a power move, and I respect it. All right, there's my outline. I'll put it on as a reference layer. Actually, wait, was this our... This is our whole reference layer. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. What was this? Is this anything? Get rid of that. I'm just going to do some little cleanup work here. Go ahead and call you reference. One day I'll get better at naming these as I go. Boop. There we go. Look at that face. How could you not trust that face? The opacity. That down. A little bit more. There. That'll do. Bloop. Get us a new layer there. The only place I get performance anxiety is playing a social interaction that's followed by a skill check. Oy, yeah. That's a whole thing. Do a whole thing at the start of my stream specifically to get into a performance voice because it's a good way to override the performance anxiety. Honestly, I think that's where some of mine developed from too, was as kind of a shield. Make that a little bit larger actually. Because it helped me to then not worry as much about it. Still not working as intended. I don't know why this doesn't work. It's bugging the crap out of me. If I do like that, can I then... No, I can move the selection. Can I move the things in it? Hey, there we go. I figured it out. Slowly got there. All right, let's just largen that up so that it fills the face. There we go. That's altogether disconcerting, and I love it. Get back to our proper layer. Yep. Yep. Risky Boots versus Captain Syrup. Awesome. Rarely talk outside of streaming. It's not frequently something that happens. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. Yeah, I think this is the energy I'm going for. Alright. Like I said before, we'll start with the trace and then go from there. That'll give me a good, like, outline. Kind of want to keep the eyelashes because, damn girl, great lashes. I love that when we take this reference away, I'm going to look like an electrode. Looking forward to that. Alright, this will be the actual, like, panda nose. Actually, let's get rid of that. And this will be where we do the ooh. There we go. I think that's getting me where I need to go. I think it was just the eyes were throwing me. That's getting there. Whoop, get rid of that. Alright, now how did I do this last time? Did Control select? There. And then grab this. Now we can turn this a little bit. That's the stuff. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, eyes are hard. Well, and particularly I'm finding that, like, what's the word? Making eyes do emotions, making eyebrows do emotions, is one of those things where I'm like, my brain clearly doesn't remember what that is supposed to look like. Okay, I kind of love this all of a sudden. This went from 0 to 100 really fast for me. Now, let's do... Nope. Do like one of these. And then like... Yeah, there we go. Getting there. Alright, still want to fix up these eyes a little bit. There we go. That's a little troublemaker. That's what you want to say. All right. I thought eyes were soft. Eyes are actually remarkably hard. Don't ask me how I know that. Let's do this first, and then I'll figure out the ears situation. Oh, yeah, no, the more I'm looking at this, the more I like this. Then finish these off. Yeah. I think I'm going to do one small thing here. I'm going to get rid of this. Yeah, there we go. Look like an angry Pokemon. I haven't found much fan art of Syrup at all. The lack of Syrup and Risky Slash. That's, I hadn't thought about that. I mean, I haven't gone looking for it either, so. But, I mean, honestly, like, the thing with the Shantae games for me so far is that, like, there are so many ships just in the game itself, not counting actual, like, boats, but, like, there are so many ships just in the game itself that I'm never looking at going, oh, who else can I ship them with? It's like I haven't run out of just the canon material yet. And boy, do they feed the shippers in every single installment. It's lovely. Wario and Shantae, you cowards. Okay, but for real, like, hear me out. Waluigi hanging out with I've forgotten their names, but the two Ammo Baron lieutenants who show up in every one, who always are in, like, the jets, and who are just absolutely incapable of not being troublemakers. Wario Shantae would be a great crossover. It's most of the same color scheme. And like, weirdly enough, I'm thinking back to, like, Wario's abilities in his games, and there's a lot of crossover. Who's the player and who's the boss? Okay, what if it's Wario and Shantae and you play as Squid Baron, dressed up to look like a blooper? God, Squid Baron, what a freaking character. All right, okay, let's close this out because this is actually pretty close. I'm pretty close to happy with this, but I want to. What do I want to do with this? I think I want to do something with these shoulders, but I don't know what yet. All right, let's leave those there. I was gonna do like 2 little paws right up under the chin, but I think that's gonna get too busy for 28 by 28 pixels. If I fill these in, how much better / worse does that look? We might just have to do more with accenting outside of the face. Because the one good / bad thing with Panda is we're dichromatic. So there's not a lot I can do. Okay, yeah, I think I like that. I could add accents to it, but they won't really show up in size. Alright, pretty happy with that. Do I like the ears? I can't tell if I like the ears. I think I like the ears. Do I want to do something with the mischief? Oh, a team up with Wario and Shantae. That'd be great. What do I want to do with this? Alright, let's go ahead and just... Standard rule, when you can't decide what to do, make a new layer. This still looks a little bit more intense, which is because I'm these are risky eyes, and there's always a little bit of what's the word, megalomania in there. It does have that mischief look, but I want. What do I want to go with this? All right, I think I'm gonna try and. I think I'm gonna get rid of the shoulders for a moment. It's just can't do that. Let's do this, this. This. Just put these on their own layer. Little wibble isn't really a problem here. All right, and then we'll hide you. I'm good. There, good. Layer 4. We'll get rid of the under shoulder. Well, let's go a little bit bigger on that. Oh, it's because it's in Panda Outline, Andy. You named the layer for a reason. You ever do a thing and then immediately forget why you did the thing? Or are you neurotypical? Hee hee. There we go. Just an orb. God, it really is just an electrode with ears. I'm kind of okay with that. All right. Shoulders. Come back to this. Just take a moment to name everything. Get back up to shoulders. Another layer. Like I said, when you don't know what to do, another layer. Leave me alone, treacherous brain. God, what a mood. Do I want to do like a word bubble? But like, what's an icon that looks like mischief? What looks like trouble? What's an icon that says, I want to cause problems on purpose? I guess I could... Nice. Hazel, that's also good, yeah. Could just be an explosion. I mean, that's a little different, although that is also fitting, I feel like. Oh, a siren that's going off. That's not bad. Velvet string. I did just put in the words icon for trouble. Calvin with a water balloon. Okay, I'm gonna try something different actually. What if? Alright. So, go back to here. Give me white. Just gonna fill you in. Fill you in. Fill you in. We're actually gonna put something behind all this. And just move you. No, not move down. Move layer down. There it is. Bloop. Bloop. Alright, that should do it. Alright. Shaka when the walls fell. Calvin with a water balloon. Nope, I disagree with myself. Never mind. I'm gonna just ditch this entirely. Be faster to just make a new one. I'm gonna start this just in text and we'll go from there. You know, Andy, when you don't change your color back, let's go purple. I like purple. Big fan of purple. This is great because it will double as a pronoun banner. Let's not do that. Get rid of that. Okay. Plop. Give me a fun font and a much larger size. Let's go with 18. Sure. It's pretty good. It's a good fun font. There are so many. Give me something wild. Give me some wacky. But also readable. Iris, Joke Man, Comic Sans. I love and hate you all. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's Kristen ITC. That's so cute. Alright. It's beautiful. It's so cartoony. I love it. Alright. I'm gonna go somewhere with this. Haven't decided where yet. But might be word bubble sort of situation. No, I do like it down here. My handwriting is far worse. Mine too. Mine too. Let's go away from that, come back to this. And we'll do... Doop. Layers, move you up. Layers! I said... I'm gonna do it on time. I've gotten lost in the sauce here. Move layer up. There we go. Actually, wait, hang on. I can... Please select. Can I just duplicate you? I can! Bloop. And then in this version, be the drop shadow for readability. Plop. Plop. How bad will this look? Alright. Not terrible. Come here. The aptly named layer. Alright. Oop. No. Still have that paint bucket selected. Alright. So give me this. Merge layer down. Bloop. Alright. So now grab this. Okay. So I can move that hole as a thing. So I want to make you larger. So that, this, control, bloop. There we go. Selected pixels. There we go. Let's make it larger. Whoop, too large, too big. We've gone too high. Let's get that level with the bottom here. There we go. That's not the worst thing I've ever seen. And yeah, I do kind of just low-key love that it doubles as a pronoun banner. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of background and see how we're looking. Oh, okay. I think we're good. I think I like this. Yeah, all right. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Hot damn. Thank you. I'd like to give a big shout out to Risky Boots for helping us out on that one. All right, let's go back to our usual canvas size. I think I'm done. I think we're about 25 minutes out from our usual end time, but I needed this. I needed to get all of this garbo out of the system, and I think this kind of helped. I'm gonna run over some stuff that we talked about earlier, but if you were here before, you're not gonna hear anything new. And then we'll talk about streams coming up later tonight and the schedule in the future and all of that jazz. So, the biggest announcement is we're still moving to Mondays, which I know we kind of hecked up with being off for 2 weeks thing, but we're moving to Mondays. So same bat time, same bat channel, different time. Probably, I guess the biggest thing is that from here on out, if I start playing a game, don't expect that we're going to get all the way through it, or that we'll even have a second episode of it. We're probably going to have a lot of games that we just play for a night for fun and then do something else. Also, I guess fair warning to at least a couple of the folks in the chat, there are nights that I'll probably just doodle and do art, but there are also probably nights that I'll play whatever I'm playing at the moment, which may include games that are not for everybody. But yeah, obviously the information will tell you what we're streaming that night. And no worries if it's a game that you're looking at going, I don't really need to see that. That's never a problem, and never feel bad about that or apologize for it. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of do whatever, and just keep it chill and fun. I say keep it chill and fun. There are some games that we'll play that'll probably have me being frantic and howling and laughing and things like that, but for the right reasons this time, which will be good. So yeah. On that note, no idea what we're streaming next Monday. I picked up on the big sale a game called Ender Lilies, and I've kind of been on a platformer kick, so we may stream some of that. It looks very Victorian, but kind of fun in a dreary kind of creepy way. We played a while back Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight. It's sort of like that. And it controls pretty well so far, so I'm gonna probably give it a shot, and we'll see if I say the same thing on Monday. Lilies in attack when you look at them. I see where you're going with that. Enderman lilies. God, that'd be an amazing game. But yeah, so we'll do something. We'll do something, and if it's a bad brain day, we'll just do art. Now that I know that I can do art. Did y'all know I can do art? I was really surprised to find that out. I always assumed I was super bad at it. Which is not me trying to say, like, don't ever assume that you're bad at things, but like, you try stuff. Honestly, you might surprise yourself, and it's a cool feeling. It's a super cool feeling. But also don't feel bad if you go into it and go, nope, turns out I don't know how to do this, which is kind of how I feel about my writing. And I've published books, but I still kind of am like when I look at my writing. So, do what makes you happy. I'm going to get off my weirdly maudlin soapbox here and just say that later on tonight, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong on this, I believe over on the Squirrel Lily channel, Christy and Zoo are doing Ashen, which has been fun and full of cool little like ion stone hats that are very glowy and adorable platforming. So look forward to that here in a little bit. Yes, God willing, and the creek don't rise. In like half an hour-ish or so. Keep an eye out for that announcement. We'll host them here, so you just hang out here if you want. Go do something for 20 minutes and come back. The rest of the schedule is... I can actually put it in the chat, so I don't have to say it out loud, because my brain does not want to do words. That's why I like Nightbot. Schedule.truck.community has all of our stuff for all the things that everyone is streaming. It's a lot. We got, boy howdy, there's so much going on. Every night during the week, we've got something that's going on, which is cool. Next stuff from me won't be on this channel, but I'll be joining Katie on Friday, again, God willing, and internet stays safe, for more Resident Evil 6, which has been, hey, Gay Bamboo, which has been a madcap adventure. I've been having so much fun with that objectively terrible game, and it's a hoot. It's a hoot, and I hope that y'all will enjoy it too. We've certainly been enjoying it. Also, now I'm Jake Punchfist, so that will be interesting. But yeah, more on that Friday. It's unintentional comedy start to finish. It really is. All right, I think that's it. I'm done with the post-amble, so thank you all so much for coming and hanging out and being kind as I stumbled my way through art. And I guess look for a new channel emote soon of a weird little electrode with panda ears doing a giggle. So that's fun. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I will catch y'all around. I gotta think of a better, like, ending thing. I don't really like catch you around for the next one. Just always feels, I don't know, feels weird. Back to that whole performance voice thing. You know what? Whatever. I love y'all. Stay safe, and I'll see you when I see you. No, that sounds way worse. That sounds like the horror movie when you know one of them is not going to make it to the next meeting. Although that's kind of the world we live in now, so maybe that's not too far off the mark. Anyway, I'll workshop it. Anyway, love y'all. Have a good night, and see you later. Give my regards to the next frog you meet. I love it. We brought it full circle. We brought it full circle. Remember, pandas are just frogs with all the lines removed. Good night, y'all.